stuff. Now you got hood versions of that, and they make it almost sound real, where you believe in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a, I you know, when you like I told you earlier, we grew up. I ran into Bone Thugs, and I actually had an interview with them. And it was just wild standing next to them cats because, like, wow, man, I used to watch out every day. My mom would let me buy the video on the TV.
Right,
on TV.
Jukebox,
and
yeah.
it was just more, it was like the artists of my era were more open and genuine to the fans and artists of the day.
No, that's not true. What it was, we were able to let you see what we wanted you to see. Now with social media and, blogs and vlogs, now it's intrusive. So now you get to see more than you should. It's funny because I told people I feel bad for Chris Brown. And I say that because I don't believe in hitting a woman at all. But if 10% of the stuff that we used to do was caught on camera phone, or there was like anything besides Black Planet out, you'd hate all of us. So the problem is, a lot of these cats came out in a time where somebody has a camera phone. That's what I hate. You come to my show, you spend your money, hard-earned money, and you come and you're supposed to be watching, grabbing your man or your girl's hand and dancing and singing along and smiling and watching me, and you got a camera phone the whole time holding it up. Oh, I'm tired as hell. You got to go like this. Oh, I'm tired. You up there taping it for the cats to watch that didn't pay. So you basically paid to come tape. So instead of being caught in the moment and enjoying yourself and just doing all like this, you go to Frankie Beverly concert. There ain't nobody got no camera phone going like this. The only lights you would see was when they was lighting they lighters and putting it up in the sky. Now you got a sea of lights of people taking pictures and videotaping you perform, and they're not even enjoying themselves like they should. So really, technology messed the game up in a lot of ways too, to where, what I liked about artists back in the day was what I didn't know.
Yeah.
You buy calendars, you buy the
magazine,
lunch, the lunch box, everything, because I wonder, does Michael Jackson really know E.T.? E.T. ain't even real, but you believe in this. Now, just think of how much they destroyed Mike at the end of his, life. Think of how worse it would have been if they had all that
access back
in the beginning.
Yeah. So we done covered a lot, man.
Yeah.
Moving forward, what's next for RL, man? Like, what's the big bang, the shock value thing that we're gonna get hit with?
They've asked me to do a lot of reality TV stuff like that, and to be honest, I'm co-owner of Bar One with Peter Thomas in Atlanta, but we about to go through some litigation and stuff. Things that you think about watching the show, to me, are true. You know what I'm saying? So we were neighbors. He asked me to go into a business venture with him, and I did, thinking we were friends and trusting him, and it didn't work out that way. But what I look at now is a lot of artists were hustled back in the day. Luckily, I was with KG from Naughty by Nature. Him and Clive Davis, they really looked out for us. So I don't have them stories of being robbed from, for my publishing and all that. Luckily, they took care of me. And I feel like I have something to uphold. So, I still get my publishing checks, and I can live quite comfortably. But I also feel like there is good reality TV. There's good and bad. I don't want to pimp myself. I see a lot of cats out here pimping themselves because they're like, well, I've been pimped by everybody else. Let me pimp myself and get some paper.
I mean, it's
right.
Much,
but it's always a way to do it, because you got to remember, when something's on tape, it's forever. When you put out a record that you didn't like your vocals on, then why put out a show where you looking stupid? So, I'm looking at all the opportunities, because I understand that even though I just want to focus on just the music and doing what I'm supposed to do, taking care of my body, taking care of my vocals, and make sure the music is right, that stuff don't even matter no more like it should. It really, like, who you standing next to, who you dating, what show you on. Those things aren't as important to me, but I realize that for the new generation, to an extent, they've been programmed to think that matters as much as the music does.
And that's why the music is getting lost. Now, for what message will you have? I ask artists this all the time, because everybody needs to hear a different perspective from this next question. And TWT TV, we try to educate through entertainment. So with with new artists coming up, R&B, what would be your keys to success? What would you tell them? What message would you have for them?
When I was coming up, I used to emulate like Tevin Campbell and man, people like that. And I remember one day my mom was like, "There's already a Tevin Campbell. Be you." I can sit here and say, "Well, I went through this. My story is different than everybody out there watching right now." Be true to yourself. Don't study the radio because what's hot today could be forgotten tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you're true to yourself. So I'm just gonna tell you to do you, and I mean that in a real way because this highway isn't just 4 or 5 lanes. There's a bunch of lanes that we don't have to intercross, and it ain't a race. There's enough to eat for everybody. If you be yourself and you dope, you ain't got nothing to worry about if you work hard enough.
All right. Anything you would want the fans to know about RL? Anything at all that we,
No,
any
I'll say
message
this.
you want to put out there?
I think that they group us and they call us old school and all that, and it used to offend me, but I understand it to an extent. But we don't do that with any other type of music. You'll have Cher in London at Wembley Stadium or in Vegas and these big arenas, and you'll have the OJs on the chilling circuit. We have to really appreciate our music and understand that the people that are emulating our artists are more successful than the artists that have come up with the styles. And I don't think it's a racial thing. I think it's just a thing of our people and our audience don't appreciate us like they should until we're gone. And we should do it now and realize how great people are and understand the opportunities we had. And lastly, I want to say, early in my career, I hated doing interviews because I didn't like myself. If you don't like yourself, you don't want to talk about yourself. You don't want people to get to know you because they ain't going to like you because you don't like yourself. I'm comfortable with who I am as a man now, and I appreciate the opportunity of you even coming here, taking the time to speak to me, and I feel like it's a blessing. I'm just glad that, somebody out there wants to see this 37-year-old cat from Minnesota that, followed his dreams, and now I'm sitting here in a hotel suite in Indianapolis being interviewed by somebody that's about to be all over the world interviewing all these big stars.
Also, shit.
You know what I'm saying? I just listen, TWT TV, I'm RL. This is the Maestro, Taj. You know how we do it. You know what you're watching. You just need to realize how big of an opportunity this is and be prepared to share this man with the world and understand his vision is going to be everywhere soon and keep it locked.